Have you ever wondered what happened to the 12 tribes of Ishmael? Imagine ancient peoples who still have a profound impact on our society today. Do you know where they live now? Or how their stories have shaped the modern world? Get ready, because the journey to discover these fascinating roots is just beginning. Let's travel through time and space, uncovering mysteries and revealing surprising truths. Are you ready for this historical and spiritual adventure? Stay tuned, because what comes next will surprise you. The story of Ishmael is one of the Bible's fascinating narratives, filled with divine promises and significant historical developments. Ishmael, the son of Abraham and the Egyptian slave Hagar, occupies a special place in the scriptures. The story tells that after the birth of Isaac, the son of Sarah, Hagar and Ishmael were sent away by Sarah, but not without a divine promise. God assured Abraham that Ishmael would also be blessed and become the father of 12 princes, forming a great nation. This promise not only ensured Ishmael's survival, but also his prosperity and establishment as a central figure in the formation of various tribes. The names of the 12 tribes of Ishmael are detailed in the Bible, offering a glimpse into the origins and identities of these lineages. Ishmael's 12 sons are Nebaioth, Kedar, Adbeel, Mibsam, Mishma, Duma, Massa, Hadad, Tamar, Jetur, Naphish, and Kedemah. These names are not just markers of identity, but also reflect the cultural and social diversity of the time. Each tribe carried with it a story, a culture, and a heritage, intertwined with the vast tapestry of Middle Eastern civilizations. The Bible mentions that these tribes lived in constant movement, inhabiting regions from Havilah to Shur, near Egypt. The original geographical location of Ishmael's tribes is a point of great interest for historians and archaeologists. The scriptures indicate that they settled in vast and varied regions of the Middle East, stretching from Havilah to Shur on the way to Egypt. These areas, corresponding to parts of modern Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Jordan and Syria, were the initial homes of Ishmael's tribes. The geography of these lands, with their arid deserts and sporadic oases, shaped the tribes' lives, forcing them to develop survival skills and adapt to the harsh desert conditions. The historical and cultural influence of Ishmael's tribes in the Middle East is undeniable. Their contributions to the region's culture and history are vast and varied. Ishmael's tribes were known for their skills in trade and navigation, playing crucial roles in trade routes connecting the Middle East with the rest of the ancient world. Additionally, their interactions with other civilizations such as the Hebrews, Egyptians and Assyrians helped shape the region's political and social dynamics. Ishmael's tribes were also recognized for their horse and camel breeding skills, giving them a significant advantage in travel and trade. Over the centuries, Ishmael's tribes underwent many transformations. The evolution of these tribes was marked by a series of factors, including migrations, conflicts, and cultural assimilation. Some tribes dispersed, blending with other cultures and civilizations, while others managed to maintain their identities and traditions. The diaspora of Ishmael's tribes is a complex phenomenon, resulting from a combination of external pressures and internal dynamics. Wars, climate changes, and the search for new lands and opportunities were some factors driving this dispersion. In modern times, there are several communities and groups claiming descent from Ishmael's tribes. These connections are often based on oral traditions, family genealogies, and historical studies. In various parts of the Middle East, such as the Arabian Peninsula, Ishmael's descendants still keep the memory of their tribal origins alive. Additionally, modern genealogical studies, using advanced DNA analysis techniques, have attempted to trace these tribes' lineages, offering new perspectives on their origins and connections. These studies often reveal a complex web of kinship extending across various regions and cultures. The current geographical distribution of Ishmael's tribe's descendants is wide and diverse. Although many still reside in the Middle East in countries like Saudi Arabia, Jordan and Yemen, others have spread worldwide. Migration and globalization have taken these descendants to new lands where they continue to preserve their cultural traditions and tribal identities. In some cases, Ishmael's tribes have fully integrated into the societies where they live, while in others, they maintain cohesive communities that celebrate their ancestral heritage. The presence of these communities in various parts of the modern world is a testament to Ishmael's tribe's resilience and adaptability over the centuries. The promise made by God to Abraham regarding Ishmael being the father of 12 princes and a great nation is a central point in the biblical narrative. This promise not only ensured the continuity of Ishmael's lineage, but also the establishment of a prosperous and influential nation. The fulfillment of this promise can be seen in the formation of the 12 tribes, each with its own territory and cultural identity. The biblical narrative highlights Ishmael's importance in the history of nations, presenting him as a key figure in the formation of tribes that played significant roles in the history of the Middle East. The names of Ishmael's 12 tribes, as mentioned earlier, are more than simple designations. They carry deep meanings and reflect the unique characteristics and histories of each tribe. For example, Nebaioth, the firstborn, is often associated with a lineage of leaders and warriors, while Kedar is known for its commercial and navigation skills. Each name tells a story, offering insights into these tribes' lives and contributions over time. The diversity of names and identities within Ishmael's tribes reflects the rich cultural and social tapestry of the biblical era. The geographical location of Ishmael's tribes in antiquity is a topic of great interest to scholars and historians. The regions mentioned in the Bible, such as Havilah and Shur, were known for their strategic trade routes, connecting different parts of the Middle East. These areas, with their unique geographical features, influenced the lives and activities of Ishmael's tribes. Proximity to Egypt and other great civilizations of the time also shaped these tribes' interactions and relationships, allowing them to play important roles in regional dynamics. The historical and cultural influence of Ishmael's tribes in the Middle East is vast and multifaceted. Their contributions to trade, navigation, and animal breeding are just a few examples of their lasting impact on the region. Ishmael's tribes were also known for their diplomatic and military skills, establishing alliances and participating in conflicts that shape Middle Eastern history. Their interactions with other civilizations, such as the Hebrews and Egyptians, also helped shape the region's cultural and political landscape. The influence of these tribes can be seen in many aspects of modern Middle Eastern life, from cultural traditions to commercial practices. And now, my dear brothers and sisters, as we reach the end of this fascinating journey about the 12 tribes of Ishmael, it is impossible not to reflect on the lasting impact of these lineages on history and spirituality. Think with me, how many of us, when reading the ancient scriptures, have imagined how the world today would be if we better understood the roots of each people? But what if I told you that the story of the 12 tribes of Ishmael is not just a historical curiosity, but a key to understanding many cultural and religious aspects we see today? Can you imagine how much these connections can enrich our faith and understanding of the divine plan? Now let's take a moment to reflect. How has the life of these tribes influenced your own spiritual journey? Have you ever stopped to think about the promises made to Ishmael and his descendants and how they manifest in the modern world? And speaking of promises, we cannot help but wonder what other biblical stories are waiting to be rediscovered and can bring us a new perspective on our faith. So, my brothers and sisters, I invite you to reflect on these questions and continue this relentless pursuit of knowledge, because each answer we find leads to new questions, and it is in this cycle that our faith is strengthened and renewed. Before we say goodbye, I want to hear from you. Which biblical story would you like to explore in our next videos? Leave your suggestions in the comments, and let's uncover more mysteries that the Bible holds for us together. And remember, the journey of knowledge is continuous, and each step we take brings us closer to understanding God's designs. Until our next meeting, may divine peace and wisdom always be with you. Stay with God.